Tonight, fatal crash aftermath. Safety concerns near Aylmer over the frequency of collisions.
There's been so many, it's hard to give an exact number.
Plus, actively investigating.
It's incumbent on the RCMP to make sure they get it right the first time.
Where things stand with the Greenbelt scandal, a police case nearly 3 years old. And the sound of summer. Sunfest returns to Victoria Park with its biggest musical lineup ever.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Durham police have identified the recruit who was killed in yesterday's crash near Aylmer. Officers lined the street this afternoon as the body of 27-year-old Tyrone Magbatang was transported to the Ontario Coroner's Office. According to a statement from Durham police, Magbatang joined the service as a special constable in 2023 and was selected as a constable recruit this April. With more from Aylmer, here's Sean Irvin.
Annette Verstegen lays a vase of flowers at the site where a Durham Regional Police recruit was killed in a collision with a transport truck. He has been identified as 27-year-old Tyrone Magbatang. His passenger, also a recruit with the Durham Regional Police Service, was critically injured. The pair were traveling to the Ontario Police College near Aylmer when the crash occurred at the intersection of Imperial Road and College Line. Multiple neighbors tell CTV News they heard the collision, with one witness describing life-saving efforts. Verstegen, who arrived home within a half hour of the crash, spoke briefly with the truck driver.
He said he didn't have anywhere to go. It was just quick and there was nowhere for him to go.
The Ministry of the Solicitor General, which manages the Ontario Police College, spoke directly through the Solicitor General. Michael Kersner stated the province stands in grief and support with those affected by the tragic loss. The Aylmer Police Service echoes those comments. It has a close relationship with the OPC.
If they need something, we're in their backyard and vice versa, so it's a place that's very near and dear to us.
That relationship made it even more challenging for Aylmer officers as they responded to the scene to assist the OPP.
While you may not know the person specifically, obviously the policing community and just seeing the policing clothing on someone and just kind of knowing that they're in that field and in that line of work certainly hits home for the officers that responded.
The tragedy also renews the call for change on Imperial Road. On Wednesday, just as emergency crews raced to the scene of another minor crash, only one line away from the fatal crash scene, residents said it's time for steps to be taken to reduce the frequency of collisions.
There's been so many, it's hard to give an exact number.
Maybe some roundabouts to control the speed and to make some of these intersections a little more safer.
But future measures still can't take away present pain.
It's nothing more than a shame, and it's certainly a tragedy.
Near Aylmer, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
London's mayor is pitching a new kind of law enforcement, special constables under City Hall direction. Their powers were laid out in an internal document lying somewhere between bylaw enforcement and traditional London police officers. With more, here's Daryl Newcomb.
My intent with this motion is to actually put the decision before council.
A motion by Mayor Josh Morgan would direct city staff to report back on creating a new type of law enforcement in London, City Hall Special Constables. With more authority than bylaw enforcement and community-informed response, but less authority than a police officer, the special constables would follow direction from senior city staff.
There are laws to enforce out there. I think people are pretty much done with open drug use in our city, and should special constables be able to further enforce that, I think that's something the public would welcome.
Many of the core responsibilities of a City Hall Special Constable relate to homelessness. They'd offer protection to community-informed response during encampment cleanups, provide disorder management with the power to detain, remove, and charge offenders at city facilities, parks, and parking lots, perform mental health interventions with the power to apprehend and transport individuals in crisis, as well as provide traffic management around parades and construction.
It's not about criminalizing homeless. In fact, we're one of the most compassionate cities out there. Look at all of the actions we've taken, all the money we've raised, how the community has stepped up, all the supportive housing we've created, all of the actions we've taken across the city on the supportive side. But we also are enforcing on the criminal side.
Earlier this week, I obtained this copy of a feasibility study about special constables that's referred to in the mayor's motion, but not included on the public agenda. It's 59 pages long and was delivered here to City Hall over 8 months ago, back in October. City Hall's special constables would not carry guns nor tasers, but the feasibility study recommends they be equipped with a Kevlar vest, handcuffs, a baton, and OC pepper spray. The consultant suggests a 24-month pilot project with 11 special constables that would cost about $2 million a year. That's in addition to the $2.9 million the city currently pays for private security and paid duty police. Morgan defends the additional cost of the special constables, even as the London police budget is in the midst of a massive 4-year increase.
We would get to deploy those resources, not the chief of police. So yes, we work in partnership with the police, but ultimately he has responsibilities under a very specific act that he has to execute. For us to have our own special constable force, we get to deploy that force for municipal purposes.
The consultant's feasibility study begins. Rising social disorder and limited police resources have revealed a major gap in the city's current policing and enforcement system, and later concludes, by embracing the detailed, actionable recommendations in this report, the City of London can avoid the pitfalls experienced elsewhere and to build a model special constable program.
One of the pitfalls would be we have a traditional contracted service and bylaw enforcement mechanism, and other cities who have special constables are going to have additional legislative tools and protections for the people out there doing the same sorts of jobs. We have to move to where those legislative powers are going.
Morgan's motion will be considered by a committee on July 13th. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
A major east-west corridor between London and Woodstock is about to get an upgrade. It's a project getting underway later this summer, meant to make Oxford County Road 2 safer for both drivers and pedestrians. Brian Bicknell reports.
A small town, a busy main drag. But it may be about to get safer for those using the Oxford Road 2 Dundas Street corridor through Thamesford.
And that traffic situation needs to be managed better. Not only for that traffic moving through, but for the residents that live there.
Oxford County is moving ahead with Thamesford corridor improvements. Proposed changes include a two-way left turn lane and the removal of on-street parking. The county says there will also be improvements for pedestrians, including new traffic signals at key locations, accessibility upgrades, and street lighting improvements.
Look at things like noise studies, potential property values, which could also decrease.
Resident Noah Witt is not convinced it will be safer. He's behind a petition calling on Oxford County to put the brakes on the project until a number of concerns are addressed.
The traffic needs to be mitigated in a number of ways. There's just better ways to go about that, I think, like a bypass for trucks, or I know that's expensive, but there are a number of other ways that the town could look towards slowing down traffic without taking out the character of the actual town.
An alternative to Highway 401, this much smaller east-west route has long been a busy option for commuters and truckers between Kitchener and London, and that's not going to change anytime soon, says the warden.
And a lot of that traffic is commercial traffic, which in general is good. They're bringing goods and services from places that we all work and shop. But yeah, it means a lot of truck traffic. And in the village of Thamesford, kids are trying to get from their house over to the pool or from their house to the school or whatever, and they need to be able to do that safely, and we need to do things to that road so that people can move around that village safely.
The project goes to tender next month, with construction starting by September. Work is expected to be complete this November. Brian Bicknell, CTV News, Oxford County.
Good evening. We have a hot summer evening underway across the southern Ontario. Temperatures into the upper 20s. In London, sitting at our high for the day at 29 degrees, but it feels warmer than that, feeling anywhere between 31 and 35, with Windsor the warm spot at 36. We've had some few very isolated thunderstorms develop today towards the Chatham-Kent area, just southeast of Tilbury. We had a storm pop up this afternoon. These are lake breeze convergence thunderstorms. We have that cool breeze coming off one lake meeting with another cool breeze. They act like mini weak cold fronts, and they do spark some active weather. As we head into the evening, conditions will be fairly quiet and calm, but we are tracking a cold front that'll be moving into the area tomorrow afternoon with the potential for scattered showers and thunderstorms. The temperature holding on the warm side through the late evening, so if you are heading out for a walk after the news, expect the warm conditions to hold with the high humidity. I'll have your local weather details coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Julie. There's a push in Windsor to at least partially open the Gordie Howe Bridge on the Canadian side because, as Chris Campbell reports, there's still no timeline for its full opening.
Having it mothballed right now is absurd.
Former Windsor West MP Brian Massey wants the federal government to open the Canadian side of the Gordie Howe International Bridge for public tours now until such time as traffic can begin using the crossing. Massey says the bridge was built with pedestrian and cycling access in mind and believes temporary tours or special event days could safely showcase the landmark project.
Well, there's no reason we can't do it. It's a facility that's been paid by the public, and it has built-in public capacity access for it from its inception, so there's no reason not to do it.
Massey says opening parts of the bridge to the public could also serve as a trial run for operations.
I'd just like to see whatever they can do, get the border officers here and start to open it for general public people. But I would, just say even something simple of opening up the pedestrian capacity and doing some tours of some of the areas. We do close international borders all the time for special events. It's a known practice. It's been happening for decades, and so there's no reason we can't do something here, especially because this one can't even open on the U.S. side.
Current Windsor West MP Harb Gill says the proposal isn't without merit, but believes there are logistical questions that would have to be answered first.
For the workers in Windsor, it's a great idea, but logistically speaking, I would have some further questions as to how this is going to happen.
Gill also says he believes the proposal falls under Infrastructure Canada because the bridge has not yet been transferred to Transport Canada. Massey says whichever department has responsibility can simply forward the request to the appropriate minister.
This is something that we should all be embracing as an opportunity to use it for something that's positive. Instead of just letting Trump get his way and to put basically us down, let's turn it around and showcase this property and the benefits of it.
CTV News has reached out to the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, Infrastructure Canada and Transport Canada for comment on the proposal and for an update on when the bridge is expected to open. None have responded by news time. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Striking health and social service workers from across Ontario rallied in downtown Toronto today, calling on the provincial government to provide more funding and end the province-wide strike. The strike affects about 4,000 community health and social service workers at 23 Ontario agencies, including here in London. It's now lasted nearly 7 weeks, and union officials say they're anxious to get back to the table.
These are workers in developmental, social, and community services who had their wages stolen under Bill 124 and never returned, and who are also fighting for funding for their sectors from a government who seems to not care about the most vulnerable people in this province.
It's been 1,000 days since the RCMP opened a criminal investigation into the provincial government's Greenbelt scandal. With the latest on where that case stands, here's Siobhan Morris.
We couldn't really fit 1,000 candles.
1,000 to mark the number of days so far in an RCMP investigation into the Greenbelt. The probe launched in October 2023, looking into whether developers may have been tipped off. Land was about to be taken out of the protected zone.
Ontarians have been waiting for the results of this investigation because they need to know what happened. They need to know if they can trust Doug Ford.
The Premier apologized and returned land to the Greenbelt, but only after months of public pressure. 2 damning reports from Queen's Park watchdogs, and the departure of 2 cabinet ministers and 2 staffers. The government has said they're cooperating with the Mounties.
Every agency that's ever asked, it's all been transparent. We've given them everything they need.
Today, the RCMP says their sensitive and international investigations unit is still conducting an investigation. A spokesperson adds they won't be sharing more information so as not to compromise that work. That clampdown makes sense to this former Toronto police detective.
This investigation could have potentially dramatic impact on the government and on the people of the province of Ontario. So it's incumbent on the RCMP to make sure they get it right the first time.
Mendelson explains this investigation is complicated, multi-layered, with people inside and outside Queen's Park to look at.
You have government-issued cell phones, you have privately used cell phones. All of these things, in terms of extracting information from them, take time because not everybody's giving them up voluntarily.
The Premier has tried to push past the scandal and refocus on the economy.
That's something that happened years ago that it doesn't even show up on our radar on polling.
His track record since then shows that he has learned nothing at all.
With opposition parties drawing connections between the Greenbelt and the Skills Development Fund, Science Centre shut down, and push to expand Toronto's Island Airport.
It's all the usual suspects. They know the government. They're friends of the government. They donate to the PC party.
An Integrity Commissioner's report on distribution of Skills Development Fund cash is expected in the coming months. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Bruce Power officials say they are rapidly expanding their production of medical isotopes. As Scott Miller reports, it's not the primary purpose for a nuclear energy facility, but it's becoming an increasingly significant aspect of day-to-day operations.
24 hours a day, Bruce Power is covering about 30% of Ontario's electricity needs. But on an almost weekly basis, they may be doing something even more important.
It's quite a feeling to be able to produce a product. It's a cancer-fighting product. We also like to say that we produce hope here as well.
For 35 years, Bruce Power has been carefully inserting aluminum targets like these into their nuclear reactors to become irradiated and transformed into medical isotopes. In the late 80s, they started producing cobalt-60 used to sterilize medical equipment.
We would easily be a third of the world's cobalt-60, so very large. When you look at Canada, between Bruce and Pickering, we're easily 70–80% of the world's cobalt-60.
40% of the world's single-use medical equipment is now sterilized by cobalt-60 produced at the Kincardine Area Nuclear Plant. Seeing a worldwide shortage looming a few years ago, Bruce Power decided to start producing another kind of medical isotope called lutetium-177. It's used to treat prostate cancer, with 200 clinical trials underway to expand its use for lung and breast cancer as well. Bruce Power is the first and only commercial nuclear facility in the world producing lutetium.
Typically, short-lived medical isotopes were made with research reactors that didn't have the same degree of reliability or the long life that these units do. So we've really changed the game.
Since 2022, when they started, Bruce Power has twice doubled their production capability of lutetium, now producing about 1/3 of the world's supply of the cancer-fighting medical isotope.
And hopefully things continue to expand from there.
Currently, the isotopes harvested from Bruce Power's reactors are shipped to Germany for final processing, but that will change soon, as at least some isotope processing will happen right at the Bruce Power site with the introduction of a hot cell facility, a way to at least partly repatriate isotope production.
This is a strategic component to, I think, long-term energy security around the world. We cannot let medical isotopes be a geopolitical weapon.
Skoniak says it costs about $200 million to build and implement Bruce Power's entire isotope production system. A drop in the bucket, considering a single nuclear reactor costs upwards of $10 billion to build.
I always say that isotopes may only be 1% of our cash flow, but they're 50% of the contribution we make.
In Bruce County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
London's largest downtown festival is taking over Victoria Park this weekend. Sunfest kicks off tomorrow night with its largest ever musical lineup. With more, here's Nick Paparella.
Over the past 3 decades, Sunfest has become an annual rite of summer at Victoria Park in downtown London. This year, more than 50 performers are ready to hit the various stages. Mercedes Gashaw is the co-artistic director.
It's our largest international lineup ever. Over 30 acts are coming from all around the world, over 20 of them coming from across Canada, and of course that includes a lot of London locals too.
Along with the musical talent from around the world, there will be more than 225 food and craft vendors ready to serve. Some are already in the park, setting up for what is expected to be another busy weekend. Besides the music, food, and vendors inside Victoria Park, Sunfest has a huge impact on the City of London, bringing in nearly $10 million in economic activity.
Sunfest puts London on the map every year, and it has for over 30 years now. And being a part of UNESCO City Network, Sunfest was a big piece of that. And so we're always excited for the world to come to London every July for Sunfest.
Corey Crossman is with Tourism London.
It's so important to note just the impact that an event like this has on this community, whether it's the music industry or the hospitality industry with our hotels, restaurants, barbershops, people getting their hair done. People go out and spend money because an event like Sunfest is here.
The 32nd annual Sunfest kicks off on Thursday night and lasts until Sunday.
It's a community building project. It's a social project. It's breaking down barriers through the power of music. It's bringing everyone together. It's creating joy, celebration. It really is a project of love.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
When we come back, the CBL's best ready to play ball in Chatham. We look ahead to All-Star Weekend. The Tee Up with Brent Lail coming up next. Welcome back. It's the Tee Up with Brent Lail. And Brent, the London Majors are on top of the Canadian Baseball League's inaugural season.
Yeah, they're about 2/3 of the way through the schedule, and the Majors sit at 17-8 through 25 games. Good enough for top spot in the CBL, a half game over Welland. It's a tight race at the top.
Escato. And that is a long gone bomb.
Mikhail Escato with 2 home runs last night. The Majors beat Chatham 9-2 to stay atop the standings. London hit 6 homers against the Barnstormers. Victor Payano improved to 6-1 on the season. Hey, the Majors off to a great start.
You know, so far we're happy with our play, but it's a tough league. I mean, there's all good teams. You look at the standings, it's tight. Any given night, someone can beat someone. So from a league perspective, it's really good. For the London Majors, you know, we are happy. You know, you're in first place. You work hard, but it's only halfway through, so you can't be content.
And the league's All-Star Weekend is coming up. This year, the festivities are coming to Chatham.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing event, Carlyle. A street party, music, all surrounding baseball. The best players in the league will be competing this weekend. When he brought an Inter-County Baseball League franchise to Chatham, Dom Donnell told the league, "Give me 2 years and I'll show you how much this community loves the game."
Think about Fergie Jenkins, Bill Atkinson, Doug Melvin. Before that, the 1934 Chatham Colored All-Star. So it's a baseball community. Everybody breathes baseball, whether you're 50 years old or 12 years old.
Prior to this season, the owners unanimously agreed to grant the Barnstormers All-Star Weekend. The league will close off Tweedsmuir Ave, and setup is underway for a 2-day festival featuring music and games, all centered around the best players in the Canadian Baseball League.
A section here that's going to be with the bands. We're going to have blow-ups for kids. We're going to have like beer, food trucks. This is all free. We have six bands lined up. The headliner is Adam Rodway from Toronto. You only need me when it's sundown. We got home run contest Saturday night with a skills competition, kind of what they do in the Asia, you know, with the bunting and stuff. And then we have free fireworks.
There is also a celebrity meet and greet Saturday featuring former NHL player Todd Warner and Chatham ex-big leaguer Bill Atkinson. And the hosts will be well represented this weekend. The Barnstormers are sending 7 players to the Midsummer Classic.
It's going to be a really exciting weekend for everyone in Chatham, and especially the baseball community here. It's big. We're a new team in the league, so it's going to be really exciting to have this event here.
Very perfect mix because while the entertainment is going on the street, we're going to have some baseball on the field so people can go in and out and have fun. There's going to be some refreshments too. So it's a nice day today. It's going to be a nice day on Saturday and Sunday too.
Now, also this weekend, a mixed martial arts event in Windsor featuring 5 fighters from London.
Yeah, they're calling it the Night of Champions, and it features both pro and amateur bouts. Title fights Sunday in Windsor. London's Adrenaline MMA will have 7 fighters on the card.
We're back again, Rising Stars. We have 20 action-packed mixed martial arts as well as kickboxing and a cage matches going down, showcasing some of the top up-and-coming talent in the region and in the country.
Rising Stars is such a great opportunity, exactly that, being a rising star, being someone who wants to make it in this kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai world, and wants to rise to the top and be facing the best, and that's exactly what I'm doing this Sunday.
This weekend I got a title fights very high level jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt. Yeah, I heard he's really good. So I'm excited to go there, test my skills, and test all the hard work that we've been doing here at the gym with the coaches and the teammates. I'm truly grateful to be here and have this opportunity.
I'm very excited to fight in this organization because I noticed they take it really seriously. They the stage is big, lots of big crowd and everything, so it's gonna prepare me for the future. I'm planning on becoming featherweight and lightweight UFC champion one day.
My hands are getting a lot sharper every single day. They're getting better and better, working with Mark Hominick and over at Boomers, working with Coach Mark as well, and all the guys here. A first round KO, promise.
People are buying the pay-per-view all across the world. They're getting the opportunity to fight in front of friends and family. We're giving the guys an opportunity and a platform to fight at the highest stage.
Brent, it's been a busy week off the ice for the London Knights, announcing their first-round pick has signed while releasing this year's preseason schedule.
Yeah, the club has announced that Ryan Beaulieu has signed his contract for the upcoming season, and they also announced their 6 exhibition games, which include games in London, up the highway in Watford. They're going out to BC for a pair, and then a home-and-home with the Sarnia Sting to wrap it up.
With 20 touchdowns in 2024 for the Golden Hawks, and this time gives it off on the end around, heading inside the 15, and it's Pokey Wilson, touchdown!
And we saw this earlier in the week after coming into the game and leading his Blue Bombers to a come-from-behind win over in the weekend. We'll get a better indication tomorrow as to whether Taylor Elgersma will get his first career start at home versus Toronto. He threw for 86 yards in relief of Zach Collaros, who was injured last weekend. And a pretty awesome opportunity. Elgersma tried in the NFL, and he didn't quite make it. Came to the CFL. He was a backup for a bit, but he might be getting his first real shot here now.
You just got to wait for that one chance, then you got to take it.
Yeah,
big opportunity.
Sure. That's what he's done, yeah.
Thanks very much, Brent. Julie's with us now because we've got the weather forecast coming up. Still hot and humid.
Yeah, conditions across our area today, steamy, but we had lots of sunshine, although there was one area in our region that picked up a thunderstorm, and there were reports of some funnel clouds associated with this storm. So this is a look at the radar image from this afternoon when that storm developed and popped up just southeast of Tilbury. Again, there were reports of some heavy downpours associated with it. All of this is a lake breeze convergence thunderstorm. So what happens is we have these little mini fronts that develop off the lake, and as a result, creating this instability, and we get a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Non-severe in nature, however, some heavy downpours, and it can look quite ominous. 29 degrees are high today in the 4 cities, 17 degrees are low. Comparing that with what's normal, we're coming in a bit above today. Humidex, it feels like the mid-30s, so quite sticky out there, and a warm, muggy evening underway. If you are heading out to your children's sports games, or you have a sporting event this evening yourself, bring lots of water. You're going to need it. As we head across the country tonight, we do have some active weather that's popping up across the prairies, with a few thunderstorm watches and warnings issued in the last couple of hours. We get into Thunder Bay, where the temperature is 26 degrees and close to 30 as we head towards southern Quebec. A bit cooler through the Maritimes tonight. Halifax is sitting at 20 degrees. Overnight, 19 in London. Midwestern Ontario, anywhere between 17 and 18 degrees. And if you are near Lake Huron or Lake Erie tonight, around 20 to 21. We have a cold front that'll be coming in tomorrow. So we have the chance for showers developing in the Bruce as we head overnight and into tomorrow morning. But the main rain will come early morning for you, and then the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms areas to the south. Now, there is the potential for some severe weather out ahead of this cold front, so we could see the potential for some strong wind gusts, heavy downpours, 25 to 50 millimeters possible. There's a lot of moisture to work with here. Environment Canada has issued a moderate risk for London for severe weather, and as we head towards the Bruce, just a minor risk for you. But it looks like Grey County could see a heavy thunderstorm just after noon hours, so around 1 to 2 p.m. That front will continue to trek through the area, so you can see these thunderstorms that will be developing tomorrow late afternoon into the evening. So again, gusty winds expected, torrential downpours. So you're going to head out in the morning. It's going to be beautiful and sunny to start your day, and then the cloud cover will start to move in. The clouds thicken, start building, and then the chance for showers and storms. Behind this weather system, we'll deal with a bit of cloud cover early Friday, but by Friday afternoon, we'll be back into a nice mix of sun and cloud to mainly sunny conditions. So waking up tomorrow morning to full sunshine. It'll be hot quite quickly. Into the early afternoon, we'll hit 29 degrees, and that probability at about a 60% chance. So let's get you through the next 7. We're also kicking off a Sunfest, of course, this weekend. So we have some Sunfest suns to share with you. Mainly cloudy for your Friday early in the day, and probability of showers just first thing in the morning. That front, though, should be well south of us and will break out. 26 degrees, 27 for Saturday, 28 on Sunday, 30 degrees as we head into Monday under a mix of sun and cloud. Now, next week, you'll notice a big change once again. Unfortunately, the humidity will really be slamming into the area by about Tuesday. It'll start to feel like the upper 30s and close to 40 by Wednesday, with daytime highs returning between 30 and 32. So we are back into some intense summer heat next week. So if you are planning to be off, or you're taking a couple days, beach weather, sprinklers, splash pads, it's going to be hot. Midwestern Ontario, you have some showers developing mid-morning, early afternoon, with the potential for some thunderstorms tomorrow. And then Friday, cloudy with sunny breaks and 26. Saturday and Sunday, back-to-back beautiful sunny days. Some gorgeous summer weekend setting up with daytime highs close to 27. And then early next week, turning back up the heat, Carlyle. On Monday, Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud, hot and steamy conditions next week. Some heated July weather across the area. So definitely looking for this rain tomorrow, though hopefully we don't get the severe weather, but we could use the showers.
For sure. All right, Julie, thanks very much. Coming up, a break on beef prices. Despite recent increases, there's industry optimism costs will come back down.
One of our fantastic local artists is going out on tour, and we want you to be there.
Elise Saunders is playing Richmond Tavern this fall, and you could win tickets in Prizetown tomorrow morning around 7:10.
Good luck.
Federal government officials say they've told the Trump administration that a new law combating forced labor in supply chains should protect Canada from new tariffs. American authorities announced investigations into 60 countries back in March, including Canada. They say Canada, Mexico, and the UK should be hit with additional 10% tariffs for failing to enforce bans on forced labor. In response, a federal government letter states there is no basis for additional tariffs on Canadian goods. Canadian beef prices are rising higher with barbecue season in full swing. However, as Alicia Fieldberg reports, relief could soon be on the way.
Ribs, brisket, and burgers are popular at Calgary Stampede, but can come with a hefty price tag. And not just because it's from the Midway, but also due to the rising cost of the main ingredient.
This was $55, so, I mean, everything costs more on the grounds, but it's worth it for once a year at Stampede. Great experience. Gotta love Alberta beef.
Beef prices continue to soar. In May, they were up more than 2% from the previous month. That's 13% higher than last year at this time, and 63% higher than 5 years ago, according to Statistics Canada. Despite the beefy cost, Canadians aren't cutting it off the menu.
Last year, the Canadians consumed slightly more beef than they had in the year before, even though prices were up. We're eating more ground beef and fewer strip loins.
The high prices come from that increased demand while supply has shrunk. Many ranchers chose not to keep as many cattle during recent drought years, which made feed expensive on top of other rising costs.
We've experienced actually on my operation 4 years of drought. People around that actually for the last 3 years, each year they've knocked in. Some of them, you know, from 1,000 cows went knocked off 200 cows. In the following year, still drought, so another 200 cows went out of production.
That's now starting to turn around, with Canadian herds growing for the first time in years. But it's a slow process and will take a while to feel the impact.
We're a little ways out from sustained price relief at the grocery store, but definitely we are moving in the right direction for consumers.
Until then, everyone has to fork out a bit more for their beef.
Raise of about 10% in costs, so of course prices have to follow. There's no way that anybody's going to make no money doing what we do, right? Everybody wants the Alberta beef. Everybody wants to keep eating good quality food.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News.
Mixed results on both sides of the border today following renewed fighting in the Middle East. In Toronto, the TSX lost more than 300 points. In New York, the Dow fell 576. The Nasdaq rose 51. The Canadian dollar up about 1/10 cent. On commodities, gold dropped $75 an ounce. Oil gained more than $3 a barrel. Still ahead, community grief in Stratford after the loss of a local teacher. The support from friends and family for the loved ones she's left behind. Welcome back. Provincial police in Grey County say they've charged 2 people after a fentanyl bust. They published this image saying the drugs were located during a traffic stop Monday in Grey Highlands. They say the kilograms worth of the drug is valued at about $250,000. Police say a man from Owen Sound and a woman from Meaford now face trafficking charges, and they remain in custody. A wildfire burning in BC's Fraser Canyon is forcing people from their homes and has closed a section of the Trans-Canada Highway.
We're always preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. It's why we're asking British Columbians all across the province, but in particular in the areas around Boston Bar and the vicinity of this fire, to have your go bags ready and to be fire smart.
The 25 square kilometer Brunswick Creek wildfire is burning near the community of Boston Bar, about 2.5 hours northeast of Vancouver. More than 160 properties are under evacuation orders. President Donald Trump is calling the recent two-day NATO summit in Turkey a success, stating there was tremendous love and unity in the room. Graham Richardson has more on what was accomplished.
Even as Canada reviews how many American F-35s it will buy, it's getting ready to arm the jets. An $800 million contract to a German firm for joint strike missiles on the F-35s. Part of Canada's boost to defense spending.
The capacities are being built, and you've seen recent announcements. There's more announcements today from Canada in terms of our procurement.
From Canada, it's new submarines, surveillance aircraft like GlobalEye, and the fighter jets, all boosting spending as Americans have demanded for many years. Carney says U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing NATO to change.
It's not just he's winning the argument, he's won the argument. Countries recognize that they need to take more responsibility, see the direct threats.
In the space of just a few hours, Donald Trump blasted Spain, threatening to cut off all trade with the United States.
Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore.
A short time later, it was all about unity with NATO allies.
The unity in that room was incredible. Really a love. It was sort of pretty wild.
NATO's Secretary General has demanded a clear and credible plan for allies to spend 5% of GDP on defense by 2035. He also credits the American shift.
President Trump has been able to finally get done what since Eisenhower American presidents tried to do, which was to equalize defense spending between Europe and the United States.
Carney insists Canada is well on its way.
By the NATO definition, before the end of this decade, we are spending 4%.
So as NATO grapples with Donald Trump's mood, the hard part will be trying to fill the gap the Americans are leading. NATO and Canada say that's what all this spending is about, and they're up to the task. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ankara.
Chinese electric vehicles are now arriving in Canada. For now, the majority of those EVs will be high-end models, but as Annie Bergeron-Oliver reports, it's only a matter of time before more affordable options start appearing.
There's a new player in Canada's electric vehicle space. The Lotus Electra, a high-end luxury SUV made in Wuhan, China, has officially hit Canadian roads, and it starts at $119,000.
So we are expecting now that when they finally see the car at the dealership and also on the street, our customer will really start loving it.
This is the first kind of Chinese-made EV for sale under a new agreement that will allow up to 49,000 Chinese-made EVs into Canada, essentially tariff-free. Experts say these more expensive models offer companies higher profit margins to test out and establish themselves in the Canadian market.
At the start, they're going to come with a little bit more expensive models, but eventually they'll bring in affordable models, which should bring the price of cars overall for vehicles down in this country.
So far, 2,910 Chinese electric vehicles like this fully loaded, top-of-the-line Lotus Electric EV have already been imported to Canada, and a handful of this model have already been sold. But the Chinese EVs have faced pushback and even calls for the cars to be banned from sensitive sites like military bases. Many experts have privacy and national security concerns about the kind of data the cars can collect and potentially share with the Chinese government.
All cars are computers on wheels, and they're massive computing devices. And by law in China, this state has access to that data. It doesn't mean they will access the data, but it means they can should they choose to.
The CEO of Lotus Group Americas says the cars comply with all government rules and regulations.
We disclosed to the government everything that is related on our software, everything that related on our hardware, and we pass all the examination.
If you can't afford one of these luxury EVs, more affordable options will soon be on the market. The Prime Minister wants half of all Chinese EVs imported into Canada to cost less than $35,000 by 2030. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Montreal.
Tomorrow on CTV News, London's lost landmarks, the historic buildings, part of our city's story that no longer stand. London 200 tomorrow on CTV News at 6.
A sweet family photograph to share with you this evening. Thank you so much, Samuel George, for sending this in. The risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms develop Thursday with the passage of a cold front. And temperatures are set to climb as we head into next week.
Community grief in Stratford after the sudden death of a local teacher. Karis Mapp has more on the legacy she leaves behind.
I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I think we were all in shock.
Friends and family of Jessica Rudot-Clausen are still processing that she's gone. Remembered for her sense of humor and ability to light up a room, the 42-year-old teacher died suddenly on July 1st.
She didn't suffer in any way, which we were all really happy about. So we're thankful for that.
She had been swimming with her son and collapsed after getting out of the water while still holding him.
It's horrible when anybody passes, but especially at this young, leaving 3 kids behind and a husband.
3 kids under the age of 7 and a husband who's been by her side since they were 18 years old.
It's unbelievable. It's a massive loss in all of our lives, and especially Adam. Adam only knows Jess. That's all he knows in his whole world.
Her impact also largely felt by staff and students she worked with at Anne Hathaway Public School in Stratford.
A lot of her work was with students with special needs. In particular, this past year, she worked with a student with autism, and that student, largely nonverbal, had great difficulties managing his school day, and Jessica helped support him where he was able to start communicating kind of his needs and his wants and really navigate his school day without any behavioral issues.
Summer vacation only recently began, but mental health supports for students and staff are already planned for September.
That's going to trigger another wave of emotion, not having her there, not having her be part of the team.
Emotions many people in Stratford are already battling.
Jess played baseball. She was also, I believe, the president of her local daycare. She did so much for everybody.
A GoFundMe was created to help support the family, as well as a Facebook group filled with photos for her children.
As we get older, we'll be explaining the memory of Jess and who she was to them, and using those images in that Facebook group to really help us do that.
Not only was she an excellent staff member, she really was a wonderful human being.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Stratford.
Researchers at the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre in Toronto are trying to determine whether a blood test can detect tiny amounts of cancer after patients have been treated. They say smaller studies indicate cancer DNA can show up in blood amounts too small to be identified by CT scans. If the test is positive, patients could get additional experimental treatments to prevent the cancer from returning. If the test is negative, it could indicate the patient is cancer-free. Finally tonight, two antique experts in Alberta ready to part with their collection. They've spent years accumulating their goods, building their storefront into a community landmark. Curtis Goodrum has more on their decision to move on.
50 kilometers south of Edmonton, on the main street of Carlyle, sits yesterday's treasure. An antique store with thousands of items.
This is one of my favorite stores.
It's the best store in Carlyle?
Yes, it is.
It began 8 years ago after the owners emptied their house.
We had been passionate collectors for so many years. We had a house full of treasure, and we didn't ever sell anything.
The store is a treasure hunt of sorts, with items ranging from anvils to magazines and toys like this Raggedy Ann doll. The owners say their favorite part is unlocking memories.
It's when you walk around, you see an artifact that you remember from your childhood, from Grandma's house or your auntie's house, and you're immediately drawn back to that feeling you had.
A lot of the stuff that we sell in the store today was sold 70, 80 years ago in this very store.
While their passion for antiques remains, the owners are selling the store, lock, stock, and barrel, so they can focus on other projects. Aside from the asking price of $500,000, the next owner will have to meet one key requirement.
Whoever buys this place needs to share that passion, and honestly, we feel that that is a criteria, because this place will not succeed.
The owners say the store provides a space for the community.
It's about enjoying the quality of life that comes with the community that's based in relationships.
We love what we've brought to the community with it. We love that we've involved the community in it as well.
The owners hope yesterday's treasure will become someone else's treasure tomorrow. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Carlyle.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.